My talk was on Pillar 5, which dealt with data standards and open access to data sets. And a summary of what I spoke about was that we have various institutions that deal with standards and data. One of the South African data institutions is the South African Spatial Data Infrastructure Act, which generates the CSI, Committee of Spatial Information, which then provides standards and data sets that are aligned to the SASD policies and so on and so forth. Part of that, of course, includes data and standards. In terms of data, custodians are established and contributing custodians to deal with the data sets and to make sure that they are not replicated elsewhere and that they are base data sets in South Africa. This relates to the International Geospatial Information Framework, where they talk about fundamental data sets, but they're the same thing. So South Africa talks about Geodesy, and as far as the IGF is concerned, they talk about the GGRF, the Global Geodetic Reference Frame. Okay, moving on from data, we go to standards. And in terms of standards, the one particular technical committee in ISO is Technical Committee 211 that deals with geospatial information geometric standards, of which in the geodesy realm, there are a number of standards, one of them being the ITRS standard 19162. And then there's the Geodetic Register, which is ISO 19127. In parallel to that, we have in South Africa the South African Bureau of Standards, which also has a mirror committee called Technical Committee 211, which allows them to work into the ISO standard or adopt the ISO standard back into South Africa. And they have done so for various of these geodetic standards. Moving on to the OGC. The OGC is the Open Geoscience Consortium, and their main aim was to make sure that whatever platforms they're providing in GIS can speak to one another. In that sense, they also generate standards, specifically more API-based, but to make sure that one can move from one platform to the other without having to have sophisticated transformations between the two. The one I did not speak about in the talk is the International Hydrographic Organization, which deals with obviously hydrographic matters, and there should be various others that maybe relate to the space segment, but I'm not aware of those, which will be in the, I would assume, International Union of Geodesy and Geophysics, as well as the International Astronomic Union. And that is it. Thank you.